Now we are using CMD to initialize our Django. So first we need to understand what is basically our current Python version. If you have Python version installed, you can see that by Python ---- version. And to see your PIP version, you can use PIP ---- version. Then you need to install Django in case you don't have that by writing pip install Django and equal to for the version. And then after doing all these operations, you should have a Django installed in your system, and you can check by typing python -m Django ---- version, and this will give you the current Django version the system currently have. Now our process starts to initialize our first project. So for that you need to go to a particular folder where you need to want the project to be created. So like here I have created a folder which is called Django projects, and inside that folder I'm going to start a Django project by writing django-admin space start project and project name. And after writing this, we have a folder in which we have a manage.py file and some of the important files for that website. Now we need to create an app, so we need to go to manage.py folder where this file is located, and we are going to create app by writing python manage.py. Then we have to specify a keyword which is called start app, and then space the app name you want to give, like app1. So app1 is created. Okay, so here this is created. Now we are going to open the Pycharm, and in Pycharm open the project that is available. So I think I need to refresh the desktop, so just refresh. Okay, so now we have Django projects and project 1. Then we need to go to the settings, and in settings.py under the installed apps, first of all let's see what is your current interpreter. So to see that is your Django installed or not, you can also go to the settings, and then you need to go to the project 1 and then project interpreter, and here you can see all the plugins, or the, you can say, the frameworks you need to install for that, or you have installed. And you can also install directly from here by writing the name of the framework, and along with Python version you can specify. So this is very important. Okay, now again we are in the this settings.py, and here we need to add the name of the app, like app1, because the Django needs to understand what are the currently apps available in your project. Then we have the with Python terminal to start the server. So for this we need to enter this command, and now this, after doing this, we have a Django project running, but this is basically the default page available in Django. So now we are going to see how we can change this page according to our need. So to do that, we need to make the urls.py such a way that whenever somebody types a particular URL, then the person is redirected to a following page other than this default page. Okay, so let's do this. So here in this urls.py, we need to enter a new path, which is by writing path and brackets. Then we need to enter the URL where I am writing the empty URL, and then we need to import something which is called include, and then include is called by we need to give the URLs of all the custom URLs. So we are going to create that, and let's see what are those URLs. So we need to create a urls.py in which we are going to add all the URLs that we are going to use in our project. Basically, this will contain all the indexing. Now we can write our code here. This URL patterns is actually the same as in urls.py. Now we are going to copy this and then paste it here. Okay, and then we have this path as index, comma. When somebody types when we have a URL of index, then the following function or some function will be called, which is called index, and this index function needs to be created in order to make the web page responsive. So we will write in views.py def index, and that is the name of the function index, and then we need to pass a parameter request, and then we have to return something. We need to return like we are going to return HTTP response. For that, we need to include the HTTP response in that, and then that HTTP response is going to create the text for our HTML page. Now you are in index page, and there is an error because we don't included the index. So we need to also import our views.py in urls.py so that we can access that function. Okay, so we have to from dot import views, and that's it. Now our error will be gone. Oh yes, our error gone. Now we can start. Okay, so here it is, the Django needs to find a particular URL in order to do that. So we have written index, so that is available on index page. But if we want to find out whenever somebody starts our local server, then that HTTP response should be visible. So to do that, basically to do that, we are going in urls.py and just remove this complete index and then save it, and now we can run again at the local host address, which is called 127, and hello, now you are in index page. Okay, so after doing this, now let's see how we can make a template so that we don't need to write the HTTP response, because the whole page cannot be written in HTTP response. Okay, so to do that we need to create a template, and to do this we need to create a folder in app1 by templates. The Django will automatically identify all the templates here. We need to specify by only the name of template, and then we create a HTML file which is called index.html, and let's write some code here. Okay, now we have written the code. Now we are going to render that template by using the render of Django.shortcuts, and this render accepts a request, and we need to also pass a parameter of the template name, and direct template name is written, which is called index.html. And now whenever any person opens this localhost, then that template will be visible, right? Now let's see the how when somebody clicks on something, how can a person moves from one URL to another URL. So let's see. So for that we need to create a button or something like that. So let's create a button, and that button should be by let's create a button. Go to another page, and we have created a button. Now we have to specify the link that when somebody clicks on this, then the person will move to another page.html. So this is another page.html. Okay, and right, so this is you are in another page. Okay, so let's go again in index.html and write the anchor link. So for this we need to create a href, and the particular URL that you want to give, like we can give next slash, and then we can go to a particular page. But currently it will not work because we didn't have specified anything in the urls.py, right? So that's why currently this will give error, because we didn't have specified anything about this new URL. So let's go to url.py and add also this, and that is like path, and we need to give the name of the URL and the function which needs to be called, like next, the function name. And then again we goes to views.py, and then we have to define the new function for the another page. That is the same function as we have created above, just changing the parameter name, a single parameter which is calling the another page.html. Okay, so now let's run. Okay, when somebody, okay, so this will is giving you error because I mistakenly created the wrong URL. So let's because it is going to a next and we have specified index, so we also need to create this as next. So let's do this. We need to create next. Okay, right, so it will be clear. So when somebody clicks on this, you are in another page. Okay, and that's it.